Trace Elliot is back and they put everything we loved about their amps in a compact pedal. Let's check it out. Unfortunately, Trace Elliot, this iconic British bass amp brand, disappeared a couple of years ago after going through some struggles. It was first bought by Kamal Music, then it was bought by Gibson. Later in 2005 it was bought by Peavey, and they are still owning the brand and are now starting to release the first new products. What's really interesting, none of them are even remotely close to the originals. They nailed the sound, that I can say already, but there's no huge amps and combos with graphic equalizers anywhere to find right now. Things have gotten really small, which is understandable, because this is where product design and the market have moved in the meantime. The Transit B Performance Bass Preamp is a very well designed pedal that houses everything that you might need on a gig or in a rehearsal room or at home or wherever you are playing bass. But what's really cool is that they still managed to keep or add some of the classic Trace Elliot features, like the pre-shape control that you've just heard. This is kind of a mid-scoopy thing that is very popular to be used with slap bass. They have also added a distortion, which is in these kind of pedals often a bit of pain in the ass, to be honest, because most companies just put some distortion in it and it's not the best sounding. In this case, actually, I think it sounds very well and it's very usable, and you have controls for gain and for blend. That means you can control, of course, the amount of distortion, and you can mix it with your clean sound, which is essential, important for bass distortions. But the best thing about this effect is actually that they managed to keep the volume always at unigain, no matter what you're turning in, and this is something that no other company seems to be able to. Equalizer is switchable, so it can be used like an effect if you like that. I know this phrase is overused in all kind of preamp reviews, but here it's actually true. This EQ is very musical. Sometimes when you turn the controls of equalizers, you're not sure if you're improving anything right now, and you might tend to leave it in its default position. This here is a lot of fun to work with, I have to say. It's right away very obvious what's happening, and you can set your sound within seconds and be confident about your choice. I like that. The Transit B preamp also comes with a compressor, and this is actually one with two bands that allows you to set compression for basses and highs separately. And in a very good way, there's nothing overwhelming about it. Just turn the knobs and it's very obvious what's happening. Turn it up and down and you will know right away where you want to use it. All these functions seem absolutely dummy proof. If you want to teach a beginner about multiband compression, this is actually the best tool I can imagine. And with this switch here, you can decide if you want to have the equalizer before or after the compressor. Brilliant. The last foot switch is the mute that activates the tuner, which works smooth and properly. before we move on to the remaining specifications, let me just say at this point, I love this pedal already because I, as a reviewer, I'm always very much concerned about beginners. Because we professionals, of course, we have a lot of fun. We see these controls and say, hey, cool compression and complex equalizer, and yeah, we just have a lot of fun with it, tweaking and finding the perfect sounds that we have in our mind to be realized with such a pedal. But I think especially these complex pedals with a lot of knobs, if a beginner gets one of those in its hand, they often get confused and overwhelmed by all the things that you can do with it. And I think it's often holding them back from making music because it's just not a lot of fun just to reading manuals and to figuring out what everything is here. And that's why I love this pedal, because no matter what knob you choose, you will hear right away what it's doing, and it's very obvious if you like it or not, or if it's improving your sound or not. And I think this is very important. Every little change can be heard, and you don't need to know what compression or equalization even is to set this pedal up properly. And it's 100% intuitive, and that's what I love about it. Great job, Trace Elliot. It also comes in a bag and with a power supply that has adapters for nearly every wall socket in the world. I think they're really making it easy for everyone to like the thing. And what also absolutely helps is this little bass enhancer knob on the left here. On the back we have everything you might ever need. The input, a dry out if you want to use more preamps or amps and you want to feed them the original signal, and we also have a headphone out for practicing at home. Then we have two DI outs, one is dry and the other one is with all the sound coloring of the pedal. We have a line out and an instrument out, and I think what else would you ever need? And everything is lighting up when activated in a very nice and non-aggressive way. I know I sound like a little schoolgirl right now that has just met Justin Bieberson or whatever schoolgirls are into today, I don't know. But this is for good reason. This pedal just does it for me. I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't like to play through this thing. And I think especially music schools should have a bunch of those for their bass players, for educational and also for fun purposes. That's it. If you have any remaining questions regarding this pedal, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will gladly get back to you. And yeah, if you enjoyed this review, also don't hesitate to hit the like button below and subscribe to this channel. That's it for today. See you next time. Bye.